Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to the second episode of our West Ham save here for the Football Manager 24 beta and beyond. I hope you're all doing well. I am, as we're about to go into our first game of the Premier League season. And looking around, you might see one or two new signings, one that you recognise, of course. So I'll walk you through what's happened in the summer transfer window leading up to the 12th of August 2023. So, in terms of the pre-season friendlies, it went very well. 6-1 win, 5-1 win, 8-0 win, and 7-0 wins against nobodies. Then we would actually go on to be final 2-1 in the game I'm really, really happy with. A penalty from Santiago Jimenez put us in trouble at the end of the first half, and a late goal from Edson Alvarez will pick up the win. But one I was not happy with at all was a draw to Celta Vigo. An early goal from Barry Aspas would mean that we were unable to get the victory. But pre-season's pre-season, we've definitely kept morale high with an undefeated run. And I'm confident going into this game against Crystal Palace, away from home but still in London, so we should be alright. That, we've got a lot going well for us. So, in terms of transfers, we have broken the transfer record fee for West Ham, and that was signing Jean-Claire Debo, the ex-Barcelona man. Would only going to play 4 games for Barca, to have a pretty rough time of things. But believe me when I say this guy is amazing. Had an incredible season last year with Nice, and it made sense when he went in. He was wanted by Arsenal and someone else, so obviously it was high strength for him. But when you look at Arsenal with like Saliba and even Ben White, Tomiyasu, obviously Gabriel, there wasn't much space for him, and the other team must have been similar. So I brought him in, and I felt it was realistic. Last season they finished 9th in League 1, so it makes sense he'd want to maybe move up, and he'd probably want to go somewhere where he's going to continue to play regularly, as he is only 23 years old, and the last 2 seasons have been the first time he's actually played a full season. So yeah, that's how rough it's been. He literally has been unable to play football. We sign him, but I feel like Chelsea, because just before the season would begin, he would he'd fracture his lower leg, and he'll be out between 7 weeks and 3 months. He's been out for a week so far, so it's been about 3 months straight that he will be injured for. Not a good sign at all. You can see already his bravery is beginning to drop. His physicals may well stagnate. But just overall, once he gets back into this team as a starting centre-back, we have one of the best centre-backs in the league at disposal. Now, to sign him, we did have to put in a minimum fee release clause for clubs in the Champions League, but that is £78 million. We signed him for £40 million, so we're going to be making nearly double profit if he does end up leaving. And of course, we still had £25 million left over from the sale of Kurt Zouma, who we've now just brought in a better player technically, mentally, pretty equals physically, though obviously Zouma's a little bit better, but one of the best players, in my opinion, in the league right now. For 115 grand, it's a lot of money on the wages, but it makes sense. Our next signing was the one, of course, you already knew was happening. David De Gea has joined. We have been unable to get Alphonso Areola out of the squad. Fabianski I'm not interested in, as he is a leader of this squad, but David De Gea, yes, it's a risk, but it's a completely nothing risk. If he plays poorly, he will not be part of this squad. If he plays well, great. We've just improved our goalkeeper situation for basically no money at all. 36.5 grand. Didn't cost us a penny to bring in, of course. I feel like we've just got one of the best signings of the season here. 32 years old, probably a little bit past his prime now, as he's been playing football for so long. But yeah, I'm not worried at all. Really, really top goalkeeper. And our final signing was another ex-United man, Scott McTominay. He is joined on loan. Next season he'll join for £21.5 million. But really happy with this. We knew we needed to strengthen the midfield. We knew we needed to improve the centre-back situation. We had to use the money we got from Kurt Zouma. So, the money and the wages we pumped into these two players, and we've not spent anything extra. Next season, obviously, will be £21.5 million out the bank, but I'm not too worried about that, considering the fact that hopefully with players like this, we should be competing for a top 7, top 6 spot. Not expecting to get it easily, but I feel like we compete. And I loved everything about what Scott McTominay was giving us. I felt like he was the perfect midfield signing for what we wanted. In terms of the mental side of things, he is great. He's a genuine leader. Teamwork and leadership through the roof. He's got amazing physicals that you'd want in a midfielder. He can play where it'd be more advanced with the finishing, a little bit deeper with the tackling. He's not bad in terms of passing. He's going to be up and down that pitch. In terms of a like-for-like replacement for James Ward-Prowse and for Thomas Suchek, you can't really get much better than this. And all we're doing is paying his 80 grand wages and then 140 grand a month, which obviously comes up to like £2.5 million, I think, over the course of the season. Not worried at all. I think we have made some great signings. In terms of sales, Pablo Fornals has gone on loan to Real Sociedad. So we haven't improved our offense, and we've released a player who is pretty high up in our offensive areas. But I really didn't like Fornals. Didn't like his physicals. Felt his technicals were bang average, and as a player, he was someone who would be maybe alright when he was like, he'd be maybe alright if he was playing towards the bottom. Like, I could see him working well at Bournemouth, but West Ham were trying to become a bit better. We're trying to be more of a European squad. He just doesn't fit the team. He was a lot of potential, but he never really fitted into this squad. He reminds me a lot of like Eric Lamela for Tottenham, or there's been a lot of players like that for West Ham throughout the years. Fornals is one of those you kind of forget was even here, despite making nearly 150 appearances. Joseph Anang also gone out on loan. Basically, we just needed to free up some space. Casey Louis Tsao went out on loan. I think he's a great player. I think he's got a lot of potential. There's no point keeping him at the squad right now where he's just not going to play. And of course, the only other big thing was Kurt Zouma leaving for £65 million, which you saw at the end of last episode. So, in terms of squad, that Todibo injury is not the only one, and it's not the only 3-month injury. There's a hip injury to Danny Ings, and it's about 3 months he's going to be out for. Maybe 2 months if we get lucky. He was unquestionably, so we've lost our number one starting centre back, and now we've lost our number one starting striker. Things are a little bit wary here, as kind of the core of the team, the offense and the defense, two most important parts of this squad, are out for the first sort of the big period of this opening months. We're going to struggle, but I'm confident in terms of the team. Antonio's not the worst replacement, though we are going to have to change him from this complete forward role. And Mavropanos, I was happy enough if we didn't sign another centre back because of Mavropanos, and because, although I'm not the biggest fan, Tilo Kekker's not the worst option as a backup centre back. We also, of course, have got rid. No, we haven't. There he is. We, of course, also have Angelo Ogbonna as a veteran, so we've still got 4 centre-backs. We've still got an option up front, and, of course, Kudush or Cornet can play up front if necessary. Ben Rama can play across the entire of that sort of trio between Paqueta, Kudush and Bowen, same way Cornet can. So, yeah, I am definitely looking at options for these 2 positions, seeing if there's something we can maybe improve. But besides that, I'm pretty happy with how the team's looking. In terms of players on the shortlist, the ones who are interested, there are a couple who I am very interested in. Dijon Kameri from RB Salzburg. He's been at RB Salzburg basically his entire career. Only 19 years old. As we said, was on loan at Leifering for the last 2 seasons, where he would make a couple appearances in the first division. He would have a few appearances in the Premier Division. So that's the only reason why I'm not signing him, is he still needs to grow a little bit, get a bit more game time. But in terms of raw potential, I am excited by Dijon Committee. I like those dribbling and technique. I like the off the ball. I just want a bit more in terms of flair, a bit more in terms of composure, and I think he could be a lot better. Determination is going to obviously massively help that. I expect at 19 years old he is going to improve steadily, and over the next few years I think we're going to have a great player. I'm just going to keep my eye on him, see how he improves. The other option is Sunderland's Jack Clark as a potential option on that left wing. 22 years old, had an alright time at Stoke a couple of years ago, but was never really seen as the guy. In my opinion, I think he was still too young. I think he just turned 20 years old, so it makes sense. But moved to Sunderland for £4 million after a decent loan spell to get them promoted out of League One. Obviously had a great season already this year. In his first match of the season, got a 7.2 rating. When you look at those things, dribbling percentage per 90 of 0.58, passing percentage 79%, shot on target 50%. He's got 7 fouls against him. You know, really solid kind of start to the season for Jack Clark. And you can see why I do have interest in him. Maybe not to be our starting left winger, but as a backup left winger who could be an exciting young prospect in the Premier League. And is going to obviously eventually go into his prime, even if he's not good enough for where we are in those years. Probably going to make a solid profit on him once he becomes an established player, role player, even a first teamer for a top half Premier League side. But anyway, into the actual squad. As I said, we need to change Michael Antonio, and I do think I'm going to change him to pressing forward. I think that's his best role. Basically, just get him running around a lot. But the squad looks like this: David De Gea in goal, Alan Cresswell, Agard, Mavropanos and Soufals are back four. Edson Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse form a midfield two that I hope nothing ever happens to. Paqueta, Kudus, Owen all support Michael Antonio, and my goal is for Kudus to score a lot of goals. We go against Crystal Palace, who I think are going to play a pretty similar system to us. I'm excited to see. I probably should have looked at the reports and stuff, but I want to see how this tactic works. Start off the season before I begin making too many changes based on the teams we're facing. Apologies for that. So here we are. The team sheet and the lineups. We're going to say for Crystal Palace: Sam Johnson in goal, Joe Ward, Zaki Madison, Mark Way, Tarek Mitchell the back four. I feel like if we can focus pressure down the right hand side, our left, we could have something. Chetikore, Jefferson Lerma, and Ebrietse form the three midfield. Obviously, Etse is going to be playing at number 10. Love that midfield. Think it's really good. And the front line of Ayew, Edouard, and Matata. I'm assuming Odson Edouard's playing on the left wing, and that's not a 4-4-2. But that's an interesting lineup. Definitely a lot more offensive than I thought it would be. And some very good players. So this is a slightly better look, and it is indeed what I thought. Ayew on the right, Edouard on the left, Mateta up front. So quite physical. I'm expecting a lot of runs in behind as we do play a very high line. So the first highlight comes, and it is Crystal Palace. Mavropanos loses the ball to Jefferson Lerma, but Ward-Prowse, beautiful, falls right back to Edson Edouard, just wide of the goal. Dangerous, and it is coming how I expected, by pushing in on our back line trying to force mistakes. And if this is a long ball over the top, I think we're going to make a change to the back line, especially for this game where it is so physical. As Cheftakore picks it up, Tarek Mitchell on the left hand side could do a lot with it. Finds Jordan Ayew, and it's 1-0 David De Gea beaten. So yeah, I think straight away, 18 minutes in, it's obvious what the issue is, and it's that we have far too high of a line. So I'm just going to drop it a little bit. Not too much, it doesn't have to be too much, but a little bit to try and create a bit more, what's the word, like a little bit more congestion in that, because look at the space they have. Mitchell, no one's nearby. Edouard, Eze, Mateta and Ayew are all just bearing down on our box, and we only have 3 defenders in this, and then Mavropan, like, Soufal's playing so deep where he should be out here. You see, like, this is pretty good, but he needs to be closer. And by the time it gets here, it's just an easy cross, and Ayew's never going to miss. Not a great start. And those changes seem to have worked okay, as Antonio can bring this for a throw-in, but Mitchell wins the ball off of Ward Prowse. Or was that Bowen? Sorry, that was Bowen. What guys did all the same. Mark Guehi, Jefferson, Lerman now, and look at the space they have on the ball. Wow. No one's really getting close to anything. They are absolutely cutting to us. Well, Prowse can't get there. Oh no. Well, I feel, oh god, I feel like Mark Goldbridge. That is terrible. That's one of the worst, one of the single worst goals I've seen conceded in FM. Parried it into his own goal as it was just casually nodded onto him from the edge of the box. Wow, Olivier Giroud would have saved that. That was really bad. 2-0 down to Crystal Palace 35 minutes in. As I said, a team who I feel like we should be beaten. We shouldn't be easy. Kudus, there we go. Mohamed Kudus makes it 2-1 dead on 35 minutes. And yeah, like, the match engine so far, not the biggest fan of, just because there's so much space. But I feel like that might be me just being frustrated at conceding, because I do think that's probably the same as it's always been. Good goal for Kudus. Obviously, goalkeepers are going to be changed by the time the full game's out. There's never been a beta where goalkeepers are good, because basically it's gameplay and game time where they need to get used to, like, what is the main animations for shots, what is it that's making mistakes, and obviously it's animations like that, which they've had in the game for years, but they're probably trying to change to be a bit more fluid. That's going to be the issue, is like those stuff that's kind of just leave it in, leave it in, it looks fine, there's no point redoing the entire goalkeepers every year. Those mistakes do happen. Currently though, David De Gea, our third best player, Ward Prowse, currently our man of the match. David De Gea and Kudus both on 7.0s, despite conceding 2. David De Gea is still having a good game. So my question is simple. How bad are we getting beaten in the stats? So we actually don't have much worse XG, just not even close amount of like shots. But the game's obviously gone pretty slowly. They've had 3 shots on target. Of course, one of them, Jefferson Lima goal, shouldn't count. So in theory, it should be 1-0. I think that change to a slightly deeper line has helped. Just need to change some stuff up. So I'm going to bring Paqueta to be a more attacking inverted winger. See how that works on left wing. Antonio is really not impressing me, I do have to say, as Mavropanos tries to head away. Bowen's there. That's lovely work there by Jav Bowen. On the wrong side, Ward Prowse, Michael Antonio playing deeper that I ever really see him as Paqueta drives forward, shot saved by Sam Johnston. And that does give me the idea of what if I played him more as a support and pressing forward, and then have Bowen a bit more attacking on that right hand side, as well as Paqueta being a bit more attacking. Maybe that would be a little bit better. Just fill them with tactics, not making it super different, but small things to see what's going to work better without Danny Ings. With Danny Ings, it wouldn't really have changed the offensive ideas. Bowen, lovely ball to Kudus, just wide of the post. He was offside anyway. But you can see the Ajax prodigy really performing well for us. Mavropanos, Bowen, Soufal, Bowen again. Lovely ball. We are playing some quite nice football, it must be said, and I like the idea of Creswell being a little bit more involved on the play, allowing Paqueta to be a bit freer. That's a lovely ball by Mavropanos. That's exactly what I want. As Kudus at the back post, it's 2-2. A double from Mohamed Kudus. It's all working out how I thought. It is the Kudus team. We're getting lots of ideas on these wings, getting balls in, and Kudus can sort of lurk into that back post, and everyone's focused on the lead striker that he can get a bit more space without having to worry. I am going to make some changes. Edson Alvarez hasn't had his best game, so I'm going to bring McTominay on. I'm also going to bring on Saeed Benrahma to play in that left wing. Saving Cornet, because I feel like he might get a spot in over Antonio up front. Not much really happening right now, but this is a good stand. Kudus on the ball, he is so good at football. Antonio, lovely through ball to Kudus. If he's onside, I'm not sure if he is. I really don't think he is. If he was onside, I was about to scream. I was about to, yes! I would scream. That was loud enough. That's all you're getting for now. There's bigger things than beating Crystal Palace. I do feel like there are bigger things in the world than, I don't even know what Crystal Palace's stadium's called. I almost said Ellen Road. What on earth was Crystal Palace's stadium? Is that bad? I feel like that's bad. But could you go, oh yeah, Crystal Palace's stadium is... What's your stadium? Tell me your stadium now. Overview. Jet facilities. That's what I want. Selhurst Park. Okay, fair enough. Selhurst Park isn't forgettable, but I forgot it, so I'm saying it's Crystal Palace's fault, not mine. Oh, free kick. Played short to Benrahma. Oh, it's off the post. Well, I don't know if I'm angry or very happy. Oh, I'm about to be angry. Oh, David, give him Ballon d'Or. That was Puskás. That was the Puskás award. That save just won the Puskás award. That was amazing. A goalkeeper just made a save in FM24. No, we were about to concede anyway. Oh, Edward, you're terrible and you're offside. Go back to Scotland. Boo. Up to David De Gea. Oh, fuck. Oh, great. Okay, I was about to have to send Scott McTominay with Edward. But luckily, we've got Emerson driving forward. Kudus is fouled, but doesn't matter because Ward-Prowse is really, really good at running. And Soufal beats his man. This is lovely work here from Soufal. Back to Ward-Prowse, go for goal. Oh, I said to shoot. McTominay finds Emerson. This is beautiful. This is liquid football. Oh, Mark Guay clears it off the line. Honestly, God, this match engine's this is better than FIFA 12. Why FIFA 12? I don't know. Anyway, we've if you look at the stats, look up there, we've really not outclassed Crystal Palace that much, but we're winning, and that's what matters. We're winning. We have more XG, and we are scoring more goals. Therefore, it's deserved. Also, one of their goals was fake, So if we draw this, it was actually a win. We're going to... Oh, no. Edson Edouard. Wait. Go back to Scotland. Go back to Scotland. You're so far... He thinks he's in Scotland. That's how... Oh, he's onside. I bet you it wasn't. That... I don't think Ayew was onside. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the fact that they forgot to check Jordan Ayew? Oh, he's onside, isn't he? Yeah, he's... Mavropanos. Put up 40 million signing you. Oh, he's not. We've been outclassed. We've been... Oh, God. Soufal and Mavropanos are terrible. Why did I ever think Greek and a Ukrainian... I don't know where Soufal's from. Why did I ever think Greek could work in a team? Have you ever heard of a good Greek footballer? Socrates was Brazilian. That's how bad it is. Ebriete comes forward. Oh, he's at the post. I've been casting as David De Gea save. He's 2 for 5. Incredible footballer. I'm going to bring Ben Johnson and Michael Antonio on just to try and sort something out. I'm confident that we have drawn, but I will say we had better XG as we draw 3-0. Obviously, we all know that was a 3-2 win. So I'm asking you people, because you all love me, and you know I'd never cheat. I think I should rewind that until Kudus gets another hat-trick and we win 3-2. I just think that makes the most sense from a gameplay perspective. You know, obviously there's never going to be another problem with a goalkeeper, especially not for the AI. So why would we pretend like that's allowed when we can just rewind and say we won? Anyway, a 3-0 draw. It was a pretty fun game, to be fair. Probably the deserved result, if we're being honest with ourselves. Crystal Palace put up a good few chances. I do think our offense looks really good with Kudus playing up front. And I am excited for when Danny Ings gets back, just because he's going to be a little bit better at playing others in. Though Antonio, I think, got a couple of assists there. Maybe 1 or 2. But we definitely have some of the right ingredients. We just need to improve this back line. May come with just a little bit more figuring out for each other. Maybe the fullback needs to be a little bit more defensive. Maybe the midfield needs to be a bit more defensive. We will figure it out. But for right now, I'm very happy with this front line. Ward-Prowse and Kudus, very good. I do like Soufal's overlapping. So I think we've got some of the right ideas. Things will improve. We still have £50 million in the budget, though our wage isn't great. So if we say we've got about £50 million in the budget and we can still sign someone, we have 20 days. So if there's anyone who pops up, or maybe you like someone on this shortlist, so maybe like Kamari or Clark. I was a big fan of Necron Perez. I thought he looked really good. Maybe we go in for Morgan Gibbs-White to play in that number 10 role. Maybe there's someone else. I mean, I've also got to look at Anthony Martial. I did think he makes... I'm thinking Jesse Lingard here, guys. And I don't know why someone would not be thinking Jesse Lingard. I feel like he could... When I say that, I mean, I'm looking at guys who just aren't working at United. He's at Everton. That's not in real life, is it? I don't think Jesse Lingard's at Everton in real life. Yeah, Anthony Martial, someone I'm looking at. Oh, yeah, you're seeing Adley. I liked Adley. 6'1", good technical player. I didn't know where I'd play him. That's my problem. It completely makes sense to sign him. He's cheap. He isn't playing. I don't know where to play him. I genuinely don't know where I'd play him. If there's anyone else here you're looking at and you go, oh yeah, he would really suit this squad, then shout it out. If there's anyone in this abundance here, just pause. See, Adam Legends, I believe Liverpool legend. Is there anyone here? Anyone you're like, oh yeah, you're right. Let's bring in Matt Huntley, Colorado Springs legend, wanted by Atlanta United 2. No, we've got him. But yeah, is there anyone here who you think? So he would really... Oh, I thought that was Aaron Lennon. who you think would really, really suit this team? Oh, that's a tough one, isn't it? Pichot, though? Oh, Dominic Solanke's younger brother. There's some great opportunities here. Hey, Liverpool guy, Kevin Stewart. Let's bring in... He's 29! Oh, my God. He's 29, but he's Jamaican. Him and Antonio might go, ooh, who's like the best player in Jamaica? Leon Bailey. Johnson Clark Harris is Jamaican now. Ooh, that's a player and a half, Johnson Clark Harris. Who's he want to buy? West Brom. No, we're the real Westers. Ethan Pinnock, he's also a good footballer. He is very good, but he's no Liam Moore. I could have sworn Liam Moore was Scottish. I don't know. I'm lost. But Jamaica, do you know what? That's a pretty good team. Rafael Morrison's Jamaican now. Oh my, what a team. Leon Bailey. I'm going off track. This episode should have finished ages ago. They've got Casey Palmer. Oh my God, why has everyone played for Derby? Rafael played for Derby. Declan Reeve, didn't you play for Derby for a bit? He played for Derby. Michael Hector played for Derby. He played for everyone. You'll tell me Michael Hector ever played for Derby? Boys, I need to get the in-game editor as soon as I can. Okay, 2 players have played for Derby. But wow. Oh, Jamal Lowe. Max Lowe did. Jamal Lowe didn't. Oh. I hate this game. I'm going to do a Derby save and just sign Jamaican players. Oh, it's going to be called Jamaica Me Crazy and everyone's going to love it. You're all just going to love it. I'm stuck in Jamaica. Oh, thank God. Oh, that was scary, but I hope we all had a good time. And I'll see you all another time.